All right, what's up, guys? Marcus and Santos back with another episode of Amateur Hour with special guest
Joey Dandarza, sophomore at UB, and I run the disc golf club there. So
right on. We wanted to bring Joey in to give us some perspective on college disc golf. I played a little bit. I never played any tournaments for college, qualifiers or invitationals. I was just an accessory to a team at a different college. My school didn't have a team, so I played with a different college in my...
where'd you go?
I went to Lafayette College.
Okay.
I played with Lehigh.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
I've known that for years, but I still think he went to Lehigh.
No, I played with Lehigh. I played with the Lehigh
I
guys.
just thought you went to Lehigh, and that's the DBW connection when you talk about that area, yeah?
Yep, that's DBW, and that's not where I met him, which is the funny part.
Okay.
I met him here. I never ran into him when I played in Lehigh Valley. So,
Nice.
So Joey, tell us about yourself. Who, other than what you just short bit, but tell us about you as a disc golfer.
Yeah, so I originally started back in 2014, and it was because my dad saw an ad in the newspaper that the local rec department, because I'm up from Plattsburgh, New York area, and the rec department was loaning out discs to go for the local course that we had there. So my dad picked up some discs, and we went out, and the first few years, that was back in 2014, I didn't really take it as seriously as much. But then I think around 2017, I got a PGA number, and then started doing a few more tournaments and tried picking it up from there. Then I'm a sophomore at UB, so my freshman year we didn't have a team at UB, so I joined the Ultimate team and did that for a year and a half, and I still want to continue doing that, but started the disc golf club, and now being president of that, there's a lot more work associated with that and dealing with the school, so that's where I'm at now.
That's pretty interesting. You started with disc golf, and now you played Ultimate because there was nothing there.
Yeah.
Because I always hear of
Usually
everyone
it's
who
the
starts at
opposite.
Ultimate, and then they're like, hey, let's give that disc golf thing a try.
Yeah, so like I did start off with disc golf. I played a little bit of Ultimate casually, but
Yeah.
since there wasn't disc golf as a team sport, I did like my individual tournaments during my freshman year, but then ultimately ended up starting the club.
And how far out would you travel for tournaments if you were doing them like before the club, like solo?
Locally, I would probably drive like half hour, maybe an hour to tournaments, do some in between Buffalo and home, but for the most part stay around here.
Where was home again?
Plattsburgh, New York.
Plattsburgh,
It's
right. Okay.
upstate above the Adirondacks.
I bet there's some nice courses there.
No, not really. It's actually a pretty much a disc golf. There's not much disc golf up there. We have probably one main course up above there, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not. We don't have
Oh,
that
wow.
many courses up there, and the disc golf scene is not very big. I think like the local scene, there's maybe like 30, 40 consistent disc golfers in that
Okay.
area. But I mean, I haven't been back for a while, so
Okay.
when I go back, I think some more people have started joining because they have focused more on getting more rec players in.
Yeah.
But it's also pretty close to areas like Fox Run and Brewster Ridge, and I'm about an hour and a half from there. So doing those kind of courses is a lot of fun for tournaments.
Yeah, I haven't been there at all yet. We're going to change
Oh,
that. So.
yeah, those are the best courses that I've played in a while.
Well, good.
They're
I was
my
gonna say-
favorite courses I've ever played. I think they're the best. They do. I think I've said this on the podcast. I think Fox Run's the wooded one, right?
No,
Fox Run's the open one.
Yep.
I think Fox Run does the open parts of Maple Hill better than Maple Hill, and I think Brewster Ridge does the wooded parts of Maple Hill better than Maple Hill. So I think having those two courses on
Yeah.
one property is a
I can't argue with you yet until I play those, but Maple Hill is my favorite
Yeah,
so far.
Especially, I did the Brewster Ridge Open this last summer, and there were players like Casey White.
Yeah.
Who was that guy from New York? The top rated guy in New York.
Oh, Brinster.
Yeah, Brinster was there. So
Probably Marky Chap was there, I bet.
Yep, he was. So I got to play and compete against those guys
Yeah.
over the summer.
It's
so.
super fun.
Wait, was Nasty Nate in there? Can you
Maurizio?
check? Yeah.
I can see.
You know who Nate Maurizio is?
I've heard of him.
Because he's traveled, he's played.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I'm not sure if he was at that tournament.
Okay. He's up and down all
I-
He is a New York State champion, by the way. 2 years ago, 2021.
Do you know Josh Deba Tista? I think he's from the Massachusetts area. I think
Marcus? That would be
he was
your
at
area.
No, I don't remember that name.
Okay.
He might not be from there, but
This kid, you met Finley Buchanan Jacobs?
I know of him.
I ran across this kid at my first ever tournament in Lehigh Valley, or south of Lehigh Valley, like by Philadelphia. I think if it's the same kid I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure it is. He was sponsored by DD at like 12 or 13. Kid was crushing.
Right.
And I remember just being like, this kid's gonna be somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up the MPO, stats from that tournament, Brewster Ridge Open. He came in second to Casey White.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was in a good position after round 1, but round 2 was some of the worst conditions I've played disc golf. It was like 5 hours on Brewster Ridge in the rain.
Ooh, yeah,
wasn't fun.
That's not fun. Oh yeah, Dylan Capiciola,
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce the last name. I see him all over the place.
Yeah, Julian Quinville also. He's still a lot of the Canada.
Yeah.
So what's your rating?
Right now I'm 959. The highest I've gotten is 65, but
Okay.
hopefully shooting a few more 1,000 rated rounds this year. Like at this tournament, that was my first ever 1,000 rated round, but
Fantastic. Marcus, how many do you have?
Donut.
don't
So
I got
close.
highest was 996, I think.
That is just painful. That one
It was,
missed
it was
10
one
footer
missed. It
cost
was a
you.
missed like 15 footer.
Yeah.
On like 17. Yeah, that would have gave me a 9.
I know you haven't had time to follow up and realize who we actually are. Marcus is technically the better player. He's higher rated. I think I have 18 to 20 tournaments total in the 3 years I've been playing. Marcus
You
has.
probably have as many as I do. I didn't play a lot of tournaments. I played a lot of casual golf growing up.
I am literally at 18 to 20 tournaments, I think. That's it. I have not played a
Not
lot.
many more than me. I would.
Really?
I
Okay.
don't play a lot of tournaments.
I think
Well-
I'm sitting at like 23, and I just haven't got enough.
Only
years.
23?
Yeah.
But you've done a lot of casual rounds then.
A lot of
Yeah,
casual
yeah.
rounds.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that many in, but Marcus has the most potential between the two of us to hit a 1,000 rated round. I know how tough those are to come by. When Chris got his last summer, we were really happy for him. He's an MA1 player who's thinking of moving up in the area.
Oh, yeah.
So, tell us about that experience. You played at one of the top courses in the country, and you got a 1,000 rated round in there. How did that feel?
Yeah, so that tournament actually was like so that was on Fox Run, and both Fox Run days were both super windy, and I was in, I think, like contention. I was like 8th place or whatever, and I was trying my hardest to get on coverage because that was like one of the first tournaments there was coverage at.
Yeah.
And then round 2 came in, my rating, I think I was like 916 or something like that for that round. It dropped.
That was in the
dropped
woods then.
off.
The woods
Yep,
got
that
you.
was the woods golf, and
Yeah.
then I got back up. I ended up cashing on that tournament, but I got a good round in for the final day. But
So, did it affect your mindset when you knew there was coverage and you said, I'm trying to get on coverage? Did it affect some of your choices in your play to say, normally I'd kind of lay this up or whatever, but I got to go full?
I don't know. I think that round it just started going south really quickly,
Yeah.
and I was trying to keep it together, but there were so many backups that day. It was not.
Those are tough to deal with.
It
Right.
took a while to finish those rounds and rain the whole time. That's one of the areas I need to work on more. Is just my mental game and dealing with all of it.
Do you think, but this is a question for both of you, do you think there is maybe it's not out there yet, maybe somebody can think of one, but do you think there is a fair way to take into account backups? I think the severe end of backups, right?
A fair, like a good
Like,
way to do it.
A good way to handle it so people can stay loose because you're not allowed to throw. You're not
You're
allowed
not allowed
to
to do anything.
you're not allowed to do anything, right? So you could stand
play
up
with
and
your
you could
kendama.
just do your putting motion without doing anything,
Yeah,
right?
you get a kendama and play with your kendama.
What is that?
Ball on a string. The thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
Eagle does.
Though actually at that tournament, I think we ended up doing a bunch of hacky sacks.
Hacky sacks.
Hacky
Hacky sack happens a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That keeps you loose and moving,
Keeps you
but
loose
it
and
doesn't
moving.
keep you in the motion.
No, I don't.
Like
they're-
if you're basically on a heater and you say you've made 3 or 4 birdies in a row, right? Your putts feel really good, and then you've got to
never
sit for
happens.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I feel you.
I think that affects a lot.
Oh, of course it
right?
does.
So,
You got to rely on your fundamentals that you've developed.
like I said, I'm really relying on like the ass end of backups, like 12 at
Yeah, like what I had to sit, like what we had to sit through.
For hour like
At Ledgestone, we sat there for like 40 minutes on
it
a
was
backup.
yes. So if you know there's something there, is like I don't know.
I mean,
Allow for catch, allow for I don't know. Like,
I don't think
there's
so.
no fair way of doing it, really,
I
right?
don't think so.
Because the first 2 cards don't have a backup,
Right.
and then everybody else does.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to think.
I mean,
And now the PDGA doesn't allow ghost cards. So say you're playing a C tier or a B tier where it's shotgun start at a course like Ledgestone or at a course like Northwoods Gold, where you have that whole 12.
Yeah.
Normally you would start a ghost card on 13. So you'd start a card on 13, a second card on 13, because those 2 cards would go through quick enough for 1 card to make it through 12.
They don't allow those anymore?
They don't allow ghost cards anymore.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I just found that out recently. Not that it comes up around here. We don't have any holes like that. Maybe one at
Emory, maybe?
Emory. Yeah, one at Emory could happen,
Probably.
especially from golds.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, Emory Golds is a beast.
It's a beast, isn't it? It's really it's a gem.
I mean, it's not that hard. I beat Marcus on every Golds.
Dude, we're not going to talk about this for like the 4th or 5th podcast out of 10. We're going to talk about this stupid round.
No, we're just gonna say we count it, and Golds are good. I randomly play them. I don't play them as much as these guys. I'm a MA2, could play MA40. The reason I don't is because the guys who have been playing MA40 have been playing for like 10, 15, 20 years, whatever. So I try to stay with the newer guys. But I don't, like I said, I don't even play in that many tournaments. So it's just, I like to talk a little smack with these guys. I'll play blues or golds with them once in a while. I don't belong there with them, but
Yeah.
it's all right. It's fun to do. And I really like what they did at Emory for the golds. Like, as soon as they said they were done, I was anxious to go play them and suffer in the woods, but I thought it was nice.
Yeah, definitely putting the tee pads, I think, really helped those courses.
If I'm being honest, the tee pads
I
helped
think they needed.
leapfrog Bond, and now, to me, Emory's number 1, and Bond is second.
Oh, I still like Bond a lot better.
Yeah,
I don't-
you're
I-
right-handed. Since you're right-handed.
Yeah.
I don't-
I'm an open player. I play in the open wood, not in the open. Well, I can't speak. In the open field, not the.
Right. Yeah, so you're
not
playing the
woods.
blues.
I'm not a woods player.
No, you're not a woods guy?
I'm not a woods guy.
Oh, okay.
That's why, because you're going to get 9 straight holes of woods at Emory.
Yeah.
I like the tee pads, I like the challenge, and I really like that it's an absolute split of open and wooded, and like it's fair, it's fun. Bond only having the 2 tee pads, I think that's what limits it for me.
Yeah,
because they're going to be putting in more at Emory. Didn't he say he was going to start red tees?
We're going
or
to go
something?
red tees next at Emory.
Yeah. So you got white. How many? Wait,
White
you don't
and
have
gold.
blues, right?
There are blues there.
You have blue tee pads in,
No, not in.
right?
But there's blue bricks.
Right. But you have white in. You have
We have
gold
white
in.
and we have gold in. Yeah.
You're gonna get red next and
red
then blue.
next and then blue.
Yeah. So.
So there's some redesigns to be had in the reds and blues still.
Yeah.
You know, we spent a good amount of time. I was only there for about half of it. We spent a good amount of time, making sure we really liked where those whites and golds were going to go,
Okay.
including moving some of them after they were laid.
I feel like some of the alternate positions they affect.
They do. Definitely
like,
do. And
especially
those
hole
were,
1 even.
yeah, so you really can't play the gold to the short pin.
Yeah.
That stinks. All right. Well, tell us a little bit more about UB. There was no club.
Yeah, so there was no club. I know that there's a bunch of the former guys who played Ultimate. A bunch of them considered starting a club, but they never got around to it. So, freshman spring semester, I ended up getting the paperwork together and talking to some of the other guys who I knew played disc golf there. And I'd say probably the hardest part is just getting the club started. There's just so much paperwork you have to go through the student association, and I'd say that's probably the most fun I've had is just dealing with the student association. Is just not fun at all, especially just like with club and funding, and it's just I know with a lot of the clubs, especially it's not made for sports clubs, the student association. So if getting funding and for tournament registrations, that's not a lot of fun.
So I'm starting to think. I remember something with James Carmen helping after you guys were getting set up, or he was meeting with you guys.
Yeah, so he was. So freshman fall semester, I was looking around to see if there was a club. I mean, obviously there wasn't, but and then my current vice president of the club, Luke Jabritz, he came up to me and he's like, yo, because I just been throwing on the baskets on campus, which is another story. It's like that's not a course at all.
No.
But I just been throwing on the baskets, and he came up and he's like, yo, you play disc golf? And that's the first guy I met at UB who actually played who played disc golf. and he came up and he told me about how he had signed up for the Ultimate Club, but we talked a little bit about maybe potentially getting a club together. So, and like I had the idea and I hadn't acted on it, and then I saw James Carmen his post in Western New York Facebook group, and he asked around and see if there's any disc golfers willing to get a club started. I think his main goal was to get a course going on campus and have that, but it's also nice to getting a club going and being able to compete with some of the other colleges around here.
Yeah. I saw one. I saw a post recently. Was it Houghton? Houghton. They had a really good showing.
Yep.
And they had some like a really high ranked player.
They got a D1 bid at the last regionals.
Okay. All right. Nice. Speaking of regionals, I saw you guys last year. We had a tournament at Bond, and you guys were there.
Yeah.
That was the Disc Golf Invitational?
Yeah, so that one wasn't a regionals. That one, that was a lot to get like new players interested, and that's the one that James hosted. And he got that tournament going, and we were able to get a bunch of the new players in the club and some people who had never played disc golf before going to that tournament. And the winner of that tournament got money toward going to the regional tournament. So there wasn't any value necessarily associated like with rating wise or toward in consequence with the team, but that was just to get money towards regionals.
And that was not a fun day to play disc golf. It was raining the second half, right?
I don't remember much about that. That was a while ago, but I don't remember it being that bad. I think it was a little bit of rain.
I think it was just the rain that made it like meh, because it was in like a September. Yeah, it was in September.
It was September.
Yeah, and it was just rain, so it was like meh. We had a tournament going on, and we had a guy just walk off.
Oh, yeah.
Like he didn't. I was a TD. He didn't tell me. He just told his card. He was like, "I'm not doing well, and it's raining, so I'm just gonna go home." And he just walked off. I was like, well, like it wasn't torrential downpour, high winds. It was just raining. Mm-hmm. So you had a lot of people playing in the rain. He just didn't want to anymore. How was this? So in that regional tourney, you had the colleges show up.
The Bond one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any team format to that?
Oh, yeah. So the team format, I'd say, is probably the most interesting part about college disc golf and how that operates. So most of the regional tournaments, but this Bond tournament, it's one round of team play, one round of singles play.
Okay.
So the way that works is a team is 4 players, and for the singles round, all of the players all shoot their own round, and then all the scores get added up, divided by 4, and that's the team average and that goes into the team score for the singles round. Then the team round, there's 2 pairs of 2. So 2 people will tee off on the first hole, and then the next 2 will throw from the best drive. And the next 2, and then the first 2 who teed off, they'll throw from the best shot from those 2.
Okay.
And then once they do that, repeating until the hole's finished. And then the people who didn't tee off on the first hole, they'll tee off on the second hole. So that it really makes it so you need to have 4 solid players to win tournaments. It brings the team. It makes the individual aspect of disc golf into a team sport.
Yeah, I really like that, and I like how that works out because
idea.
Next time we all end up at the same course and we're trying to figure out what to do and we're mobbing. That's a different format to have. You can have a team of 4, but if you're doing 2 and 2,
yeah, they can even do that in just regular amateur play. Anyone from the community, you could form those teams and make it a team format. It doesn't have to be just a college thing.
Yeah,
that would be a really fun tournament. It's hard to get foursomes to come out and play.
Exactly, and that's the hardest part is getting 4 solid players or to go to these tournaments.
Well,
because Jimmy Carmen runs the Western New York Team Championships. Mm-hmm. It's every year. It's a team-based event. Teams of 4 compete.
So is it the same?
No.
It's one round of. The first round is singles. Mm-hmm. Second round is doubles.
Okay.
The third round is alternate tee shot quads, and then so basically everyone has to tee off an equal number of times, minus 2 because
because you're at 18.
Or plus plus 2 because it's 18 and maybe 16.
So 2 of your people will have 2 extra drives.
We'll have 2 extra drives, and then you play best shot from those drives.
All 4 people.
All 4 people. All 4 people throw, and then all 4 people.
After the first only one person drives.
Only
and
one
then
person
it's
drives.
Best shot from there for all 4 people.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
It gets to. I mean, you got 8 people on the tee pad,
Yeah.
and it's fun. It's competitive, but it's fun.
It's fun.
Last year, so year 1 was really competitive. It was us versus I forgot the squad, but they weren't.
It was.
It was like a mashup of people. Yeah.
Kimball was on it. I can't remember
Yeah.
who else was on that squad.
So that was like competitive because like we don't want to lose. We built up a lead, and then we just basically matched each other the whole
Yeah.
way, right? And then last year it was a D2 DG team versus another D2 DG team. So there was a lot of shit talking, a lot of fun that was happening. Not quite as. I mean, we were still competitive.
You're competitive against each other.
But we spent a lot of time talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that 2-2 alternate, that's a good idea.
That's really
it's a
cool.
nice change.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't remember
Yeah.
that was how it was played.
And it keeps it going at a good, decent flow.
Yep.
Like, it makes the rounds go by quicker than a card of 4 singles.
Yeah.
Oh, way faster.
And it's still 8 people on a whole card.
Yeah.
There's the 2 teams.
The two other teams.
And I
Yeah.
feel like that's also another huge benefit of playing the college format is you get to meet the other colleges.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of good friends already just this last year playing other tournaments, just either with the singles round or with the team round. It's just so much fun talking
Yeah.
to and learning from these other colleges and how their programs work.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I understand the struggle that you went through, forming a club. I didn't form the club, but I was the president of a music club when I was in college. So I understand the funding aspect, the dealing with res life, campus life, whoever you got to deal with. It's just like, it's such a nightmare, and it makes it so much harder than it needs to be. But the end result, you're getting, you're still getting out there you're getting people into the sport.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we got so many people at Lehigh into the sport that are now, like, they play constantly. I see them still in the group chat with a bunch of them. They're always out trying to go play. It's such an awesome thing to do, and it's such a great legacy you can leave behind at a college too, because then you pass that down to the next person, and they continue what you started.
Yeah,
How many people are on your team?
So I think
Your club team?
yeah.
Sorry.
So we have a group chat, and I think we have like 50 people in that.
Whoa.
But we don't have 50 people showing up
Okay.
to events.
Yeah.
Like, we have the people in there, but I'd say we do some weekend rounds, and I'd say we get somewhere between like 10 and 20 people out. But then then the commitment for them to go to tournaments, that it drops down a lot
Yeah.
more.
So, couple follow-ups here. Just give me a great idea, but are they all different levels at this point when they get to their tournaments, or do you have mostly open players, or is it spread out?
Yeah, so there's not really that many players who have played a lot of disc golf. I think we have probably in the club we maybe have like 5 or 6 who have played multiple years. Then we have like maybe like 3 or 4 who've played like a year or so, and then there's a bunch of people who it's like their first year playing disc golf. So
Okay.
it's a wide variety of skill levels.
2 follow-ups. One, would you be interested in fielding a team, and then you can play against us and we can record it?
Yeah, for sure. We can.
That would be fun to do. And
Yeah.
then we can help out your club, because we have guys who've been playing forever, and we have like a bunch of discs, we have a bunch of plastic, we have everything we need, and we can help after talk about like what we can do to help UB grow.
Yeah.
I did not graduate from UB, but I did get my first year in at UB before I moved down south. And so I'd like to actually help UB if I was going to choose one of the colleges.
I got 4 years eligibility still.
Yeah, you
Hey,
did.
look at that. You can come back and be an undergrad.
That would help.
I can go. So actually, I have a question about that. Are you only allowed to play in college tournaments, collegiate tournaments, if you're an undergrad?
No, so we have graduate students playing for us. You just have to be a part-time or full-time student.
Okay.
So you have like 8 credits or something like that at the minimum. But
Yeah, so let's put something, when we're done here, we'll put something in a group chat or something. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we can field 4 people.
Yeah,
would you do it in a college format?
Well, yeah,
I think
we'll
so.
do whatever
Yeah,
format.
I think we should do the college format.
I think it would be fun.
That'd be fun.
Actually, yeah, that would be really good, the college format. And like I said, we'll record it. We'll try to get a couple extra people so we can actually get the catch cam going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That'd
that
be
sounds
nice.
good.
Maybe even the drone. Yeah, it'd be good practice for everyone. I think
Yep.
that would be real nice.
It'd be a really good round.
And the follow-up I had that was, how far does your team travel? Like, how far has UB gone? for
So
that?
we just went to a Liberty University in Virginia, actually,
Nice.
2 weekends ago, I want to say. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks. Was it one? or 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
We went down, and that's a 9-hour car drive. So
Yeah.
that's the farthest we've went, and we were hoping to field a team of 4. We ended up only fielding 3,
Okay.
and that it puts us at a significant disadvantage.
I'm sure it does.
because
Yeah.
then only one person tees off.
Right.
So a lot of the time I was teeing off alone, and then if I
Yeah.
OB,
Pressure,
they
yeah.
have to throw from the OB
Yeah.
shot.
That's
Oh,
pressure.
and those are hard courses. Like, because I was talking to Spencer, you played
We played at the
New
2024
London
Worlds.
and the
Ivy Hill.
and Ivy Hill is at the golf course, which
In
Foundation
London. Wow.
Foundation just put a video out of them playing
Okay.
that golf course. It was really cool. It was a really interesting course.
Yeah, that one was I really love that course. I mean, during the singles round, I think there was a guy from Liberty shot 10 down. So
Wow.
I think it was like 10-23 rated. He had an amazing round.
Yeah.
I think I shot even, too many bogeys, but
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of our team are over par more. But it was an amazing course, and I wish I had the opportunity to go play it again now.
Yeah.
But
Well, hey, there's always next year.
Yeah,
You-
absolutely.
You know it'll be there again next year.
Yeah.
They'll have that invitational again because Liberty will always host.
yeah, I mean, it was a long car drive though.
It is a long drive, but I mean to get to play, New London, and
Yeah, New London was amazing too.
I don't know how much time you have while you're doing this, but if you can squeeze an extra day out of it, make it over to Charlotte, you'll reward yourself.
well, yeah. If you guys can manage to, I'm sure Charlotte has invitationals as well. I don't know. Are they region based? So you have to play like a Northeast only?
Yeah, so we had a regional in the fall
Mm-hmm.
where that was in Kane, Pennsylvania. It's like 2 hours from here.
Okay.
And that one was at Shawmut Depot. And I think James Conrad has played at that course.
Okay.
He's like, somehow he's connected to the people who own that. So
Oh.
he was able to play that course. And that one was a lot more of a tight wooded course.
Mm-hmm.
But we played that during the fall and missed out on getting a bid there.
Okay.
So, but that was the main regional for us. And then we traveled this one trying to get a bid for nationals. but
Yeah.
we didn't get
Okay.
anyone there.
Do you find, while you're hitting these campuses, though, most of these campuses have a course? Or they just
This
close
one,
by?
neither of the regionals were at the campus themselves. I think a lot of the campuses do have like a course or like a really close local course that they can play. That's kind of what ECP is for us
Yeah.
because of its close proximity and
Yeah. No, I just meant like in general, like you're playing your regionals and you're playing everything to compete and try to make it to your qualifiers, but just in general, like a friendly, I guess you would call it, where you have a campus versus
Yeah.
another campus. You've played before and you just want to travel and see some courses. So maybe you call up somebody in North Carolina or Virginia, whatever, and say, hey, we got a club, you got a club. Let's try to get something friendly going on. We travel and, you know what I mean? I know it's tough for the
Yeah,
college students
we
to
haven't
travel,
really
but
done that as much because then again we trying to get the funding from the school and it's just to travel for
Yeah.
the regionals and nothing
Yeah.
additional for
Yeah,
that.
that's tough.
It is tough. But, as someone that went, I went away to college, met tons of people, you get this like expanding web of people that wherever you go, you can find someone to disc golf with and they can show you their new local course. Like
Yeah.
when I went to Charlotte, I was like, I took a picture of the map, said, hey, I'm going to drive one of these 3 routes.
Yeah.
Who's along any of these? Who wants to play disc golf? And I got like 3 people that were like, oh, I'm near this route, I'm near this one, and I'm here. And they were all like, oh, I could meet out for a round. And like, it's super cool to meet all these people, especially through college. You meet so many people, like especially out of college like UB, where you draw so many different crowds of people into one,
Yeah.
and then to find this niche little interest in throwing a plastic frisbee through the woods, you just meet these like incredible people.
But it's amazing how many people still don't know about it.
Yeah.
People look at the baskets on campus and they're like, "Are those flowers in the
Yeah.
tree? Metal flowers in the field over there?"
Yeah.
Call it art and then start throwing stuff at it.
But yeah, exactly.
Being that I'm still fairly new, I have a lot of questions about how they set up what they do at campuses and how the growth, because when I hit just before the big boom of everybody joining. So my number is like 128, I think it is, 128 or 126. I gotta double check. But it was right before the boom, right before COVID, and then everybody signed up when it was happening.
Yo,
So when I hear, like, to me, I'm like, golf has arrived, right? Disc golf has arrived. Now we just got to get the big sponsors to recognize it, which is starting to happen.
yeah,
But then, yeah, you get the reminder of people who just like, my son, he still calls it frolf.
yeah.
He's the one that introduced me to it. Like, what do you mean frolf? Like, it's disc golf, man. Treat it with some respect. This is a game. This is like a sport now. You know, we have $1 million men. We have a couple $1 million men. You know what I mean? Yeah, probably $1 million woman in here. We don't know Paige's
don't know
contract. I don't know
Paige's
what it is,
contract.
but I do know that she bought property in Hawaii, so she makes money.
Kristen
You know what I mean?
Tatar is making over $100,000 a year just from tournament winnings.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Didn't
you
think
know
about
what?
that.
That's a good segue. We completely bypassed. This is
Yeah,
what happens
I
when I let Marcus take over. So we were trying to do a new format with this as we try to get closer to more relevancy because we were doing like 2 weeks out, stuff like that. But now we're a lot closer. So we try to talk very briefly about the week that happened and the week ahead. Things that have happened, things that were going to happen. Tatar, like, wow. The comeback yesterday. Yeah. The comeback yesterday was amazing.
Yeah.
We were disc golfing really early at out at Hawks Landing. I don't know if you've ever been to that one yet.
Not yet.
It's worth it. Do it. It's like $8 for the day.
Yeah, but it's
So-
woods golf, so it's woods and shorts, so
it's
not
gonna-
not
it's-
your.
Yeah,
it's
not
it's
my vibe,
absolutely going to help you because you're going to use your putter, you're going to use your mid, and you're going to navigate those woods. Just go with someone like that's been there a few times.
Yeah.
Because I've been there a few times, and I'm still waiting for Nate to tell me where the line is,
Yeah.
like what to throw or something
Yeah,
like that.
you need these old guys to be like,
Yeah.
oh no, you throw this line with this disc, and it just works.
I'm not a super happy woods guy. Anybody will tell you that, but I like Hawks. I like what they did because it's very technical. You got to hit your line, but it's small.
Yeah.
So you'll fight in the woods, but you'll fight in the woods for maybe one extra shot, 2 tops.
Yeah.
You're not going to struggle military golf hitting line like left, right, and then you end up with a 7.
Like those off the fairways not.
Yeah, it's punishing because you will have to decide. We had that happen when we were doing doubles.
Yeah.
Like, we really don't have a shot. Like, because it was casual, like the thumber came out and like his whatever
like
he was
like
doing.
a Scamahawk, basically.
Yeah, like so. But if you were taking it serious and it was a challenge with doubles, we would have had to pitch out to the fairway and then try to figure something out.
I would have
because-
done the same shot.
Oh my God. I wouldn't have let you. As your partner, I would have barred you from throwing that shot
No,
if I
threw
saw
it
you set up for it.
perfect. It just didn't work.
Then it wasn't perfect. Do
I
you
threw
see
it
what I'm
perfect.
saying?
I didn't say it was a perfect shot. I threw it
You
perfect.
threw it perfectly into a
exactly how
tree.
you
I
want.
threw it exactly how I wanted to,
Into a tree.
and it hit a tree. It has
The tree was
it's the
5
woods.
feet in front of you.
No, it was like 30 feet up in the sky.
But it was
Who would've
5
seen
feet
it
in front
there?
of you. Anywho, we were there. We played our first round. We're getting ready to play our second round. And then Nate shouts out the update, and he's like, oh my God, down by 1, going into the 18. So we all rushed to go see what's going on. Oh, and then I watched post coverage today, the first 9. And when she was down by 5 after 3 holes in the final round, I'm thinking this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. And then she pulls it off with a champion mindset of going for that putt on 18,
That was a
not
crazy
laying
putt.
up and waiting for someone else to make a mistake. This is for the win. Make the putt.
But Ella should have laid up.
That was her upshot.
She
Her
should
drive.
have drive. She need her up shot.
Okay,
You
so-
should have laid up short and gone
Ella,
across.
no. Ella has the distance. Ella just made a bad throw. A very, very, very late bad throw. So
Right. So you take the easy option.
it doesn't matter because if she had the easy option to lay up,
We do this a lot.
yeah.
I liked Ella's drive. Like I
It was-
obviously didn't like the drive outcome, but I
Right.
liked the idea.
Thank you.
And then it's just
It was the execution that was off because it was so late, right?
yeah. And then I think it was a lot of the execution on the upshot that was what cost the tournament. If she had done a slightly better upshot, put herself in circle 1, it would have been going into extra holes, or
Yeah.
it would have put the pressure on Tatar to maybe miss that
Yeah.
30 edge of circle putter.
I felt like it was the right call. It was so bad of a drive that it was just an outlier. Like if she would have laid up, she probably would have put it in the lake. How late she let that disc go. That was a pressure situation that got to her, I think.
So that's one thing. The reason I think she should have laid up, that hole's 468 to reach. That's far. In that distance competition, that Ella won. She hit like 530 or something at
Yeah.
U.S. distance.
Okay.
She hit like 530. So
Yeah.
we think 530 is her max distance. That hole's 468 to get to the pin. You're not throwing a golf line 530 or for her. So she was trying to hyzer flip one to get to the big bubble to the right of the basket. That's
Yes.
still like a 440-foot hyzer
I
flip.
don't think it's a 400. I think it was
I
like
think it's closer
410.
to 4. Okay.
I think it was like 410, which I absolutely believe she has.
Yeah, but that's still what I'm saying is the more effort you're exerting, the harder you're trying to throw that shot, the more likely something's going to go wrong. If you throw the easy hyzer, one angle, pitch up, and then pitch up again, another hyzer, you're throwing like 230, 230. It's so much easier. You can throw putter rather than trying to go driver and get up and down.
But I feel like that's one of the main mistakes that a lot of, especially beginners or just like people who have only been playing a few years make when they're shooting is you don't have to force it as hard as you can. You can still throw. All you have to do is have the motion down and put the spin in the disc.
Yeah.
I feel like forcing the shot is going to cause you to either late release it or even get less distance than you potential is. You don't have to force it. You just have to have like your motion down.
Yeah.
And I think at the moment it got to her and she tried to force that shot.
Yeah.
But especially a lot of beginners and amateurs, they just need to make sure they have the motion down. And
that's
not
half the battle for
forcing
most
shot.
amateurs is getting the correct, getting into the power pocket.
Yeah.
Getting all that motion. That's half the battle for most amateurs.
I feel like a lot of it is also just like spinning the disc, putting all the spin into the disc.
That's something that someone, people talk about is it's a lot of that's mental. How you get your body to do the right things is just how you get your own body to do the right things. It might not work for you, what I do.
Yeah.
I think about pulling through on that straight line. I don't think about spinning the disc. I think about pulling through and get that snap right at the end.
Yeah. Or just don't think about anything.
Or just don't think about anything and just rip it. Yeah. But see, that comes from years of practice. That comes from years and years of doing the same thing over and over again.
Mid-throw, I'm still thinking I should probably have another disc or a different angle.
When I always do that, when I start thinking mid-throw, that's when I always know. As soon as I do that, I'm like, oh, I'm going to shank the shot now.
It happens.
When I start thinking mid-throw.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you agree. Because Nate sat here week 2, 3, 4, whatever Nate was here. Talk about the difference between amateurs and pros. The amateur, you're playing as safe as possible, hoping everyone else makes a mistake. A pro applies the pressure. You're playing to win. You're not playing for someone else to make the mistake. Mm-hmm. That's what Ella was doing. She was playing to win.
You got to play percentages,
and she made a mistake. No, the percentages. If she takes that shot 10 times, she lands safe 8.
You don't know that.
I do.
You didn't watch her practice.
I do know that.
But I feel like it's also for her. She also probably felt it was a less of percentage shot for her to get it laid up in circle 1 from the set. If she had laid up, getting it across, whereas Tatar has that shot and she knows. And that's how she executed it. She
had a stroke, and she figured, I got a stroke, let me do this. Because the mentality was, even though she went OB, the upshot, like you said, right?
You should still get up and down for par.
She could have tied and could have moved on, but mentally it got to her. So
yeah.
I mean, you have the number 1 rated woman indoor, the world champion, who just climbed back from 5 back to 1 back. That's a lot of pressure on anyone.
Yeah.
She's never won a major, right? Not just a major, but like Ella's never won
an elite series.
An elite series.
I don't think so.
She hasn't.
I think she's going to get one soon,
though. I think she will, for sure.
She will.
She's got it all. She has the distance on everybody, and that's what you need in FPO.
Like DBW told us when everybody was asking, like, the main thing is you don't know if you've never been in that position, right?
Yeah.
We can all talk about Ella and what we think was happening, but she had a world champion just climb back, and actually on 17 she duffed one, right? She made a mistake there. That's how Kristen got with it.
Another one back. Yep.
So the mental pressure of that had to crack her, and I feel bad. Like I really felt for her. I cheer Kristen Tatar on all the time. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Forehand, backhand, the putting. Like she's a really great player to watch. But if she would have lost, I'd have been okay with that because I was really cheering for Ella to do it. But it happened.
The mental game is definitely one of the bigger parts. I know my brother also. That's one of his struggles with his game is just overcoming the mental aspect of it.
That is Marcus. So he claims not to, but when he gets into his funk, you can tell the entire demeanor of him when he's playing, and he just doesn't care. And it's bad golf. So for the next at least 3 holes, sometimes the rest of the round, he's just in a funk and he's just not about that life. So he's got to work on that.
I'd rather just try again the next day.
Yeah.
I'd rather just, move on. Today wasn't the day.
He would chalk up the day. I try to chalk up the next 1 or 2 holes, and I might blow up or whatever, but then try to refocus. But Marcus does not like that. When
move on to the next day.
Mental is mental. It's out there.
Yeah.
So same tournament, a few hours later, right? Hammis struggling, gets an ace, starts a push.
Yeah.
Klein on fire that whole time.
Yeah.
Gets the lead. He's on 18. Hammis is on 17. Would you say that Hammis is a forehand primary player?
I would say he's got a really good forehand, yeah.
So
I mean, that's a really sketchy shot.
his layup from where he landed, his second shot on 17, he knew he had to get it inside the circle,
Yeah,
and he didn't.
I think he shanked it.
And do you think that was pressure? Do you think that was mental?
Definitely pressure.
So that was I hate
But
to
it's
call
a-
it a choke, but
A little bit.
yeah. And then Klein went for it right off the tee, 18, put it right at circle
I
one.
mean, that's a lot of those guys play, is just throw a big hyzer at it.
It's not that most of them can reach that.
Yeah, most of them can reach it on flat to hyzer.
But how many actually did? If you look up the percentage, it wasn't high. I think they said 15% birdie
Well,
or something.
I mean, anytime you're throwing a 468-foot spike hyzer or flat to hyzer, you're going to get some variance in your pop-up, in the wind and stuff. So, like, it's a hard thing to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Like, Kyle threw a great shot is what I'm
He
saying.
did. He did. He didn't lay up. He had a stroke. He didn't lay up and then play across. He went for it. He had a
He
choice.
didn't know he had a stroke.
Yeah, they said he watched.
Oh, did they watch?
They watched. He was watching them. He watched him putt or whatever, and then he went over. I might be wrong. Put it in the comments, guys, if I'll rewatch it or maybe we'll update it. But I'm pretty sure they showed Kyle watching them. He was off to the side, away from his card, watching what was happening, and then he went to drive.
Okay.
After the putt, I
But
think.
Hammies 2'd it, right?
Hammis?
Yeah, he 2'd
Did not.
18.
He did not.
Yeah, I thought he landed in the circle. He missed the putt.
Look at the score.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just turned it off. Or
I know
it
after
lagged out on
17,
me.
after 17 and missing the putt,
He was down 2 strokes.
he was down 2. Yeah, because he needed an ace to make it, and I don't think he birdied it.
He needed an ace
He needed an ace to tie and send
to
it
tie.
in the extra. You can look up faster
He's-
in here. But anyways,
No, I can't.
it was to me it felt like the same exact thing happening. You had a guy up by 1, you had a girl up by 1. Ella went for it, Klein went for it. Klein had better results.
I feel like it's also different though because you know, like, not like, because Kristen Tatar is not a higher percentage shot for her to necessarily make it across. We know both Hammis and Klein can easily reach that spot, whereas you knew that Tatar was going to lay up, so it puts Ella in a different situation almost.
Yeah, but they can reach, right? Because a lot of the guys were making it across the water,
Yeah.
but not many of them put it inside the circle on their drive.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're playing the safe bet far, or you're playing the safe bet short.
But I think
Kyle Klein absolutely went for the basket. He didn't go to play safe.
Was it one? No, it was
no, it was 2
he
strokes. So
ended
he
up parring it.
didn't birdie it. I
Yeah.
thought he landed in the circle.
So Kyle had an
He
option.
might have landed in the circle. But I
missed-
think he missed the putt.
Missed the putt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Kyle had the option to play safe. Many MPO players were right of the basket, deep, safe, pitch up, be done. He absolutely said he went for the basket and he landed.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, it was actually closer than you think when he got there, right? Because
Yeah.
it was inside the circle, a little short of the
Short.
basket, came up, it could have easily just rolled right back into the water.
Yeah.
And then he'd have a difficult, stressful putt for par.
For par, yeah. A
He's
longer
inside the circle,
30-footer,
but it's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's that hole is like, did you guys see what happened to Jeremy Colling on day 1?
He took a big number, didn't he?
He was, I think he
Yes,
was 10
I did
down.
see,
He was
yes.
going to be for the lead. And
Yes.
then quadruple bogey that.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
6 down.
Yeah.
I did.
So like that could always happen.
It can always happen. Yeah.
Anything can. That's why I say play for the win. Because if you're playing for somebody else to make a mistake, we lost. Paul lost, and Paige
You
lost.
can't
because
use the
they
Paul
were playing.
one.
They were playing for someone else to make a mistake.
No, he wasn't.
He was playing safe. He didn't go for it.
But he wasn't playing for someone to make a mistake. He was playing for literally the best shot the sport has ever seen.
He laid up.
And it just happened to have happened. Because Paul played percentages, and Paul will continue
Paul
to play
laid up.
percentages for the rest of his career and win more world championships.
He laid up. He'd have
Now
another
the
one.
percentages were just against him.
Yeah, that one. No, the percentages were still in his
They
favor.
were still in his favor, but
It's just
they
he just
worked out against
you
him.
rolled that D100 and a 100 hit.
All right, fine.
Probably 1,000%, 1,000 to 1 odds that happens, and it rolls a 1 or 1,000.
240-foot throw in with an ending.
240-foot throw in on a turnover.
Yeah. Okay. But if Paul goes for it, that shot doesn't matter. Just saying.
Well, what if
Unless
Paul-
he goes OB.
Unless he goes OB.
That's not a champion mindset.
All right, what else is
All
on the
right.
list? You got anything?
That's what happened. Anything else? Any updates from the majors and everything that happened this weekend? Feel like no, there wasn't. I thought I was going to say there was an update with Gannon, but there wasn't.
No.
No, that's all that happened in the past week. We didn't record or anything that we did at Hawks. We just went out there to have some fun. The season just opened up
Yeah, we went there on opening day.
on opening day. So if you're planning on going to Hawks, I think we have a link or something we can put here so you can check, follow them. They are closed Wednesdays, but they open up every day now
Yep.
at like 9, was it?
8
8 or 9.
8 or 9 to sunset.
$5 for one round, $8 for the day.
I think that's weekends only. I think it's 3 and 5 on the weekdays.
Oh, okay. That's good. And they have a mini course there. On the course, there's mini baskets on every hole. So there's a mini course, which we're eventually going to play. And we'll definitely record that because he doesn't know how to throw a mini.
Can't throw a mini.
I don't know how to putt with a
Saved
mini,
my
so
life.
it might equal.
It won't equal out.
We'll see what happens.
Have you guys ever thrown like the
macros.
medium style?
The macro?
Yeah. Those
Those are fun.
Those can go far.
Yes, they can.
My son, I have a 9-year-old son. He plays with those when we play sometimes. I've tried throwing it maybe 3 or 4 times.
Now
And
go
it
find a
does
nuke.
things and
Go find a macro nuke. Those things bomb.
so
I think I
it,
have one that's like a DD one that I can throw.
Oh yeah,
You can throw that thing over 300 feet.
easily.
I
yeah.
think my
the-
son has
the-
a Jawbreaker Challenger putter.
Yeah. The mini nuke you can put over 400 easily.
What?
Oh yeah.
Because it's nuke shaped. It
You
still has
serious?
it still has the nuke rim, just small.
Wow.
So
I
it
got
gets
a
the same
couple-
air under it and everything. It acts like a 13 speed.
I got a Tesla macro.
Yeah, that'll.
I still have a macro basket, too.
350.
I got a Tesla macro.
I mean, you can't, but someone
No.
could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you said for her. I'm like, no way.
No, you can't, but
Okay.
someone could.
But I can still beat you with it, so that's all that matters.
Probably.
I forgot what else he has, but yeah, it's fun. I think he has a Buzz, actually.
Yeah, the macro buzz.
Yeah.
I have another one of those.
Those are
too.
fun. So, I don't know. There's nowhere that actually has macros that you can
No,
play. But
people don't use those. They just
yeah.
are for fun.
Would you guys just grab your macros, go to a field, just start launching them at each other? Or?
No, I just have one, and it's been a while since I've thrown it. I just
Yeah?
kind of have it at my desk.
Yeah. I asked if my son could play with his macros on the mini basket. They said, yeah, good luck with him putting it in there or whatever. But I feel like he'll just have just as much fun putting it into a
Yeah.
mini basket. I've never played them. As many times as I've been to Hawks, I've
Never.
never played them. I'll pull out a mini and kind of throw it at one, but I think we should be owed to them just have an actual round of minis from the T-pad. They have mini World Mini Championships there.
They
Didn't
have
he say
Mini
that?
Masters. Yep.
Yeah,
every
Mini
year,
Masters.
Mini Masters is there. I think it's every year. There.
And then on the opposite end of that, they have the
Zephyr World Championships.
Zephyr World Championships.
Oh, Zephyrs.
Yeah. Have you thrown those?
I have. It's basically an ultimate disc, though.
Yeah, they're great. I love them. I bagged one for like half a year.
Oh,
So
really?
you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
You actually had
And
it.
I had
your
it in
bag?
my
They just
bag.
don't really fit. very
I fit
well.
another disc inside of it and slid them in
Of
into,
course
our,
you did.
into
Yeah,
the
he
top
loves
putter
jam.
pocket.
You try to grab a disc out of his bag, and you're fighting. They are jammed in there. You can lift up his bag like just grabbing 2 discs and lifting. That's how tight it is. He doesn't leave any room.
Gotta have them all.
Believe it.
I have. We have to do something else with that. I have a Jaguar,
A Condor
Condor,
and a Zephyr.
Zephyr, and a
And a Makani, which is just a
Makani.
lightweight Zephyr.
A lightweight Zephyr, and it glows.
And it glows. That's
So
right.
I've thrown those a few times. We actually have a video where we made Justin throw 3 of those.
Yeah.
Or 2 of them.
2 of them in a patrol.
And on patrol. And he was actually making it work. And it's
yeah.
annoying. He was throwing rollers with them. He was
yeah,
throwing
they
sky
were
shots
throwing
with
like
the
cut
Jaguar.
rollers, sky
Yeah.
annies.
I feel like I could definitely place them better. Like if I have a 200-foot shot, I could probably place it easier than
Yeah.
a disc
Yeah.
golf. But I
Do
don't know.
you have a mixed bag? Do you have one?
I tend
Major?
to use a lot more Innova, but I do have some other companies. Like I think I have Insanity in there. I have a DDX. I have a Punisher. So it's like Slammer.
Punisher is not one you hear about that often.
No, I used to throw them actually more as a driver, but now I just have a tie one just for like really overstable shots.
Okay.
But I feel like it's basically a lot of Innova and then just like one of a lot of other brands.
So you're the first Ultimate player that I've spoken to since the glitch came out. Have you tried throwing the glitch at all?
Yeah, one of the guys on the Ultimate team actually got a glitch, and it's like it's definitely interesting to throw. It's like a small rimmed Ultimate disc.
That's what I feel like. That's why I want to know if it's more comfortable for you guys and you can do maybe a little more accurate with it or something like
I think
that.
it would be it's a good disc to like transfer Ultimate players over to disc golf.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't really thrown it that much, but it's definitely one that I feel like you could work into your bag and get used to.
Yeah. I mean, Simon was really trying hard, and he bagged a glitch
I think he
now.
still bags one.
Yeah, the Matrix themed
Matrix.
one with his logo.
Yeah.
So he does it.
I feel like that's one you could just like, if you're in the brush or something, just kneel out and just flick your wrist and you'll get it
Yeah,
to get go
you can
right
go
there.
100
The
feet.
glide
with
on
it.
that thing is amazing. I have
Yeah,
thrown it a
semi-glide.
couple times, and for me, it stays on the line. That you put it on with a little nose up, and it flies real
Yep.
well. But Toro Grosso was trying to throw one at Pinewoods, and it was not. He was just flipping it over every time, just rolling it right over. So
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying, it was very flippy for him.
yeah.
For other people like me and Bob, we were throwing it, and it was like I'd consider it, but I have my Berg, so
I,
a Berg
yeah,
doesn't have glide. That's just my approach. To
I
it.
just recently put a Berg in my bag, actually.
Very smart man. Very smart man. It's not going
I'm not.
anywhere anytime
I'm not
soon.
sure if I don't know
gonna
though.
stay.
It's. I definitely have to work it more because I've been just putting it on hyzer every time. It just does. For some reason, just the way I released it, I haven't
And
got it
it
down yet.
dumps.
It dumps.
It doesn't flip. It just dumps. But
Yeah.
when it dumps, it doesn't move. Right? You don't
No.
get skip, roll. You don't get much. You get close.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of working your angles on it, because I got some K2s finally from Argus again. My K2 was really beat up. I got the Eric Oakley Berg, the Bjorg.
Yep. I think I have that one.
That one is laser straight. That one does not come back like the K2 does. I've played that. Who was it? I just gave one to Luke.
Yeah.
Luke saw me throwing it. He's like, I need a disc that does that, because it just like
Just goes dead straight.
I've
Yeah,
hit a
that
lot of
run.
metal going right at it, but I've also missed a lot because
You
as
want
soon as I
metal.
put it on that a little bit of Annie, a K2 will come to flat and just be nice.
Yeah.
But that one just the entire time and then just stop. We've traveled, we've played other courses like LVC. The Berg is money at LVC because when you hit those hills, it doesn't roll
Yeah.
that much. It did roll for me a couple times, but the Berg will never leave my bag as my go-to approach disc.
I still got to stick with the dart for that one.
Oh, you're a dart man.
dart.
Nice.
Dart's a great disc.
R Pro dart anywhere.
Okay, nice. I use the Berg, or if I got to get a little turnover for one way, I'll use that Fierce. And I think that's about it. I don't really throw my putters. Now that I think about it, I don't throw my putters at all for approach. My putters are just for putting, because I'll use the Berg, the Fierce, or even the Envy. I'll never use my
I don't
putting
throw.
putters.
I don't throw my putting putters ever. No,
You don't?
never.
Do you carry? How many do you carry?
I carry 2 putting putters, 1 base plastic throwing putter, 1 premium plastic throwing putter. I carry 2
All the same wizards?
I carry 2 putting wizards, 1 throwing wizard, another throwing wizard in premium. Right now I have a Devil Hawk and 2 Houdinis.
Okay.
Houdini's the new overstable approach disc, and the Devil Hawk is like a Berg shaped disc but overstable.
Okay. How many putters do you carry? And do you?
So I used to carry just like a lot of darts, and that
Okay.
was it. I originally started throwing R Pro darts, and then I threw a bunch of DX darts. Then I tried wizards for a little bit, and then I always just didn't like them because they dove into the cage, and because they're a lot slower just for me.
I'm thinking it's your form, but it could be your disc, man.
No, it's the
A
form.
lot of your putts come in that way.
It's my form.
Okay.
So then I went and got zeros, and then but those I feel like sometimes they go too straight, so I just gave up and grabbed 3 AVRs recently, so that's what I'm gonna probably roll
Okay.
with for this year.
Nice.
Just AVRs. I'm changing on my putting form and everything because that's the worst part of my game for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
So, along those lines, do you subscribe to the theory for your drivers to have like one mold, 4 versions of it, or do you have like so? For my drivers, I have completely different drivers. One that's really stable, like Halo Wraith, and then one that's straight, and then one that's understable, like a Hades. I have a Zeus, like, you know what I mean? I don't have like one Zeus or 4 Zeuses beat in at different levels.
Yeah.
So which one do you?
Yeah, so
subscribe
so originally when I first started playing disc golf, I was like, Paul Macbeth has destroyers, he has rock 3s, he has AVRs. I'm not gonna throw those. I'm throwing different discs.
Oh, see, I was the exact opposite of that.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna
Surprise,
be
yeah.
unique. And now I have destroyers, I have rock 3s, and I have
Oh,
AVRs.
dude,
It's like,
you tried to fight it and you fell back into it.
Hey,
But-
if you need Mick Pro AVRs, I'm your guy.
but Gazelles are still the best disc. out
Zells are
there.
cool, man. Yeah, that's what
Yep.
Schmo. Yeah, where do you think Schmo got it from?
You got it from you?
He didn't get that one specifically from me, but I traded him.
It is a good
That's
one,
how I
though,
got the Berg. I traded him the Berg. I traded him a Gazelle. We're both happy for that trade, and
I forgot what the other one is.
I think he
was
said
a
that's a Wraith. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm putting his logo on this one, and I'm putting Gazelle design on the Gazelle. So,
Wow.
wow.
You can't go wrong with the classics. The Philo Brathwaite bag of I got 6 destroyers,
Yeah.
3 Firebirds, 4 T-Birds, 3 Rocks, and 2 AVRs.
I think a lot of people tend to like Star Destroyers more. I have Champion
You
Destroyers.
champ destroyers, really.
Champion Destroyers, yeah.
See, in the Paul Macbeth era, so this is interesting because we started at the same time. We both started in 2014, so the Paul Macbeth Innova era. The Macbeth destroyers were more stable than the Champ destroyers. The Star Macbeths were more stable than the Champ destroyers.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Do you find that? Do you still find that?
I don't really throw the Paul Macbeth ones anymore.
Okay.
I don't really have any.
Yeah.
But
Hard to get, right?
I've got 1, maybe 2.
like, what do you guys like for more plastic? What's your preference? Because I'm more of a Champion guy just in general.
I've always been a Star guy. Well, okay, I do, and now my bag's completely different. I have a whole new bag. I got sponsored this year, so I got a completely new bag. I'm
Congrats.
limited with. I'm not limited to, but I'm limited to what Gateway has for plastic. So they have two main plastic types. A third one coming out.
You are incentivized to play Gateway. You're not limited.
I'm limited to Gateway's manufacturing, but I'm incentivized by Gateway to throw their discs.
Right, but you can have an open bag.
I could have an open bag, but I'm
You're
incentivized
incentivized.
by payouts and
Right.
things like that
Yeah.
to
Makes sense.
bag their discs.
But when you say limited, that's
So
whatever.
right now, I'm throwing mostly champion blends. That's what Gateway has a lot of is champion blends.
Yeah.
But in the past, I threw Star Destroyers, like Fusion Defenders. No, not Defenders. Raiders, which is just a destroyer. And I was a big AJ Destroyer guy. I like to spend $35, $40 on an Avery Destroyer
Yeah.
because I'm stupid.
and bad because you lost a lot.
And
of them.
bags, I lost a lot of them. And I gave some away.
Yes, which is as much as I go back and forth with Marcus. One of the best things about him is how giving he is to anyone. Like, and just in general, he gives a lot of plastic away. He loves disc golf. He's very knowledgeable about it. And like for newer players or even somebody who's been playing for a while, he'll just slide a disc your way. It's really awesome. So I'm going to give you props publicly for once for being that guy. He's an awesome guy to know when that happens. He's helped me with but we've gone back and forth with our plastic for
Yeah.
a while now. So
What are you more of?
I don't have a preference. I'm still new and I still cycle a lot of bags. But if I had to say my favorite plastic, it would be the Royal line because that grace
Okay.
just feels so amazing in
Which
my
is like a
hand.
starry blend. It's like a grippy
Yeah.
starry blend.
It's a grippy starry blend because
Yeah.
there's a difference. But
Yeah, I have a friend from back home who really loves the Grace.
so if I have a go-to driver, it's the Proto Hades because it's a little flippier. But I am bringing in new plastic that I have to try before we go to Sunday's tournament. I got a couple of discs in my hand that I think can replace because they're slower, 10 speed.
Yeah.
And I think I got to come down a little more, but I don't think the Hades will go anywhere because if I'm in a funk or if I'm trying all this other stuff, I'll usually grab the Hades for a couple of throws, try to get back on track. I'm not getting the distance I want with it, and I don't have a good hyzer release, a consistent one to get the same flight out of it. So I'll get some good flights and then I'll just let it go flat and it'll roll and then I'll just be upset again. But yeah, I am trying to. I got a construct. And
Oh, it's a thought space disc.
yeah,
What
thought
the hell
space.
is a construct?
yeah,
I haven't
it
done
was
Thought Space at all
so.
yet.
It's all MVP plastic. MVP molds all the plastic for them. Even though I think, no, ThoughtSpace does say they're molded by MVP. Mint will not claim to be molded by MVP,
but they are.
but they are, because you can tell.
Mint is molded by MVP.
You can
You
absolutely
guys
tell.
can fight it, but you can't hide it anymore. Marcus let everybody know. So yeah, I don't think I have like a champion plastic, like a clear plastic.
Yeah,
on
no,
any of mine.
you go for the more opaque
I go for
blends, like
yeah.
the ESPs, the Big Z.
Yes, yeah, because I have Big Z Hades, Big Z Zeus. Yeah, I don't. I guess Champ is more. It's more stable too, right?
Dude, it
I
so
think
depends.
I think it tends to be more stable
It
than a lot of
tends
the
to be,
Star.
yeah.
I think that's probably
But
why.
then you get,
I
like,
got a
the-
noodle arm. I'm only throwing 315.
But then you get the weird, like, MVP Cosmic Neutron is more stable than Proton. Like-
I just don't deal with MVP at all, so I don't.
See, yeah.
I don't know how much that. I feel like that also differs though from Star and Champion.
Yeah.
Like they're like completely different plastics, unrelated.
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
I can't even keep up with the plastic, especially what they're doing now. Like, I think it was the new fission. where it's much lighter in the center,
Yeah, lighter core and
much
way
lighter in
heavier
the center,
outside.
and way heavier. So you get more dump at the end. Like you're getting
I
distance
don't know.
from the spin,
I think
but
they
you're
go
getting more
straighter.
dump. Really?
I think they just go straighter and don't
Yeah.
fade as hard from
Okay.
what I have thrown when I threw them.
Okay. All right. Well, we got off on a tangent there, but we talked about last week. We don't have any big plans coming out this week.
We kind of nailed everything.
We're changing our schedule up a little bit.
Yeah, so this will be out on Thursday in 3 days.
Yeah. So we're gonna start releasing these on Thursdays,
And then our videos on
and then
Mondays.
our other videos will come out on Mondays. So we're gonna change them up.
So you can say a little more recent. We can talk about last week's, Pro
Yeah.
Tour, this week's Pro Tour,
Yeah.
last
And
week's
then-
tournament we played, this week's tournament we played.
We're going to be playing a tournament on Sunday. We're going to Parma to help fundraise for the AFDO.
AFDO, yeah.
It's non-sanctioned, and I'm on a card with some throwers. I'm with him. I'm with Nate, and
Who's our fourth?
we just played with him yesterday. He just showed up.
Lashman?
Lashman, yeah.
Brad?
Brad Lash, another player that's completely mental. That man can get hot, and man,
get
can
hot.
he throw.
He beats me.
Man, can he throw. And I've seen meltdowns where you think he's going to break a tree or something in front of him. So, I mean, I want the best for him, but I don't want to come in fourth out of 4. So,
Well.
Marcus, I guess, is my target man there. But we'll see. We'll just update people on how it went. But, yeah, so do you do stuff like that in, like, the Rochester area? Do you go out there for any
so,
of those courses?
I played the RFDO last year,
Okay.
and I really enjoyed those courses, especially the one on the golf course. What was the golf course?
Riv? Riverton?
I
When
said
you got to
Riverton,
go
but
way
apparently
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't Riverton. It was Shadow Pines.
Oh, that one.
Shadow
Okay.
Pine.
The ones that
yes,
they-
that one.
On the golf
They're
course.
working on that one
Yeah,
now.
I really,
preseason.
I really loved that course. It was just like the design that they had, and I think that was one of the better courses
Oh, yeah?
I really enjoyed playing that.
That was a temporary one, right? Because it's not
And now
in.
it's permanent.
no,
it's
yeah,
already
they
set,
made
it's permanent, good to go?
They made it permanent.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're,
okay.
they're digging tees already. They're putting
Okay.
in tees already.
Yeah, I think they had like temporary tees, but the baskets were in. For
Were
the-
in.
That's what I
Okay.
meant by temporary. Like it's not set. They don't have the tee pads and the things in.
Well,
the baskets were set in those
okay.
last
Yeah,
year.
and they're redesigning some holes or something for AFDO this year.
Yeah.
but I thought
Oh no, it's
all at Parma.
all at Parma.
Parma.
They're redesigning Parma for that. That's right. That's right.
So are we playing the redesigned? I've
I
only
don't
played
know
Parma
what
once.
we're playing. Was
Okay.
that with you? Did we play Parma that one time?
No, I played with Justin and Lisi.
Okay.
That's when I had
oh,
a
we played
really,
Chilai.
really bad round, and that's what the joke is. I love Parma. I love Parma. I
Yeah.
love Parma. Because after like 8 holes, I was just screaming, "I love Parma" because I hated my life.
Parma definitely has a lot of holes that I think need to be redesigned. There's a few that are like 150 feet, and they're going to have to take those out before the AFDO.
For the yeah, definitely you can't have that for the pros.
But they were really
Gonna be
fun.
jump
Oh,
putting.
Waco had a couple 200-foot holes.
Yeah, they did, but they were difficult. Like
I'm sure Parma's are too. I never seen them. I'll let you know.
It wasn't.
Wasn't too bad.
He's not thinking, nah.
They're
not for the
going to
pros.
need a redesign.
Okay.
A few of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But have you played Riverton? That's the one
No.
that's past the golf course,
have
so you
not.
got to get behind it.
That's a fun
They
one.
do rent golf carts for non-tournament for casual.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get a golf cart, it's better because you got to go really far in the back.
Yeah.
But it's a really good course. I like it. I really like.
I love Riv.
Mixture. You've got woods. You got the hole 12, par 5 in the woods. Like
Yeah, it's super fun.
Really
Just a couple
nice.
straight shots down the woods.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of how Ivy Hill was when we played it for the regionals. Like that course, there's just so much diversity with going with the wide open shots versus they have one par 5 that goes probably a 30-degree slope straight up.
Oh,
the,
I saw
man.
that hole.
Straight
It's
up the
hillside.
gnarly.
yeah.
Yeah, but that was a really fun hole to play.
Yeah.
I think I birdied it singles and then I think team would part it, but it's just
Okay.
like there's so much like OB in the
Yeah.
technicality but like that was a really fun course to play. I really enjoyed
It
that.
looked awesome from the video I saw. It looked super fun.
Yeah, there's not a lot of OB at the Riv. When
Just
you're
the-
on the
just the
water,
water.
there and stuff like that, but there's a lot of mixture of in the woods and then from the woods to open and then from open back into woods. It's a lot. It's really and you got some longer holes, so you can really open up for guys that can reach. I don't know what
Yeah.
your distance is, but I know I can't reach them yet. But it's a really nice course. I would say I like Riverton better than Chilai. And then I'll never play Basil again. Shout out to you, Coach. Your magic at Basil. I just don't want to. To me, it's like the Chestnut Ridge. I just don't like
Yeah.
playing them. It just wasn't.
That's
It wasn't
understandable.
So, what do you guys have coming up for your year? Has it kicked off yet? Have you started?
For the club?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kicked off. We did the regional like a week or two ago, and we're still figuring out our plans for nationals if we're gonna go because we didn't earn a bid, but we can still go D3. And yeah, so it's interesting. So D1 and D2 you need to earn bids, and then D3 is kind of first come first serve. Whoever signs up for that. And then there's going to be a conference tournament at Emory actually in late April, but
Right on.
and then look forward to getting our budget and get everything all set. Hopefully we can have a great new year next year and get a lot of new players then.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the goal, is just to keep growing every year,
Yeah.
and maybe you find that stud that
Yeah.
fills out your foursome.
No, especially it's going to be hard because RIT has Evan Cole, who he's one of the top rated guys in the college area, and he's going to, I think it's his last year this year.
Okay.
And then, but Houghton's going to be stacked because they have Carter's
Carter,
system,
yeah.
and then they're going to get his
Zach will
brother.
probably go there.
brother, So
I saw a post. They both go there now, right?
No,
Well,
his Zach's still in high school.
but
Oh,
he
I
already
thought-
he already
okay.
signed up, and
Okay, that's
he was
why.
signed up for some of the college tournaments.
I
think
saw
he's
something for
team
Houghton, and I
okay.
saw the Sisson brothers.
So that's
yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
a
tough.
challenge.
That's tough.
Good try to recruit them, bring them to Buffalo, but
Who do you? Is Spencer? We met you through Spencer. Is he in the club? Is he taking part?
yeah.
in it?
So he hasn't played in any of our tournaments yet.
He didn't make the team.
Sorry, Spencer Spencer Glinsky, not our Spencer.
Not Spencer Hewitt. Spencer Glinsky.
Yeah.
Schmobamba.
Although we don't know Spencer Hewitt's eligibility, if you could get him to join, it's a really, really good guy to add to your team.
Yeah, Spencer Galinsky, he just got in contact with our club more this semester, and he wasn't able to make the last tournament, but I think he's going to do the local Emory one at least with us.
Nice,
so.
nice. We love having him here. He comes to Putting League every week.
Yep.
I've played in numerous tournaments with him. Like, it's always fun to have him on the card. He loves to talk shit.
Man, can he not back it up?
He cannot ever back it up. And it's so, I mean, I was having a good day. I just showed up to putt and everything, and I look over at him, and I'm like, hey, we're up. Like, are you ready? He's like, let's go, old man. I was like, what? And it was like instant Jordan meme. It was like, I took offense to that. And I destroyed him in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was over. Marcus looked over and was like, you're done already? I was like, I did not like the way he just said that to me. Especially because he wasn't one of the top putters to begin with. And I was already, I had beat some of the better players.
Yeah.
And for him to say that, I was like, wow, he really loves talking shit. But he just can't back it up. Which I guess is more entertaining because
Right.
he doesn't stop.
It's
He'll
great, great
continue.
content. It
Yeah.
makes for great content.
It really does. Because
which is what I live for. I'm all about the content.
the other Spencer from our team, Hewitt, loves talking shit, but absolutely backs it
He
up.
backs it up good.
Every time. But even if he's losing, he's going to talk shit like he's going to win. But he backs it up more times than not. So, I mean, if we could get both of those together and maybe give Schmo like a 10 handicap and
Yeah.
see if he pulls it off.
Yeah, give him 10 handicap at
Battle of the
JD.
Spencers.
Yeah, the Battle of the Spencers, but
Spencers.
he has to have a sizable handicap to make that work.
Yeah,
And I think we could have fun with that one,
I
too.
think that would be a fun one.
All right, so you know what? You might meet Spencer because he's always down to play. So if we get that foursome going, you guys get four, we get four.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely get that set up.
Yeah, we will get that on the books for sure.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
So we are. I'm going to tell you, like, we're going to record. I just don't know how because it depends how many people we get to come with us to do the recording.
Yeah.
But we are going to bring it to you. We're trying, just like everybody else. Like, you're practicing, you're getting warmed up. We're getting warmed up. We're getting the cameras ready, dialing them in.
Yeah.
We're using a mixture of the, I guess you call it pro style camera that we have, and then we have the, I mean, iPhones are still up there with a tripod up top. So
they record in 4K.
the
So
one thing we're gonna work on, I think we're gonna have to find more of these.
More mics.
more lav mics. Yeah,
If we're gonna have 4 and 4,
Yeah, it's hard.
either no bike so that everybody can be
I'll
heard,
just get
it's
another. I'll
windy,
just get another shotgun mic.
or we get another, something like that. But we'll make it work. So
Yeah. So
we definitely want to work with you guys. We appreciate you coming out here.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talking
Thanks
to
for
us.
having
We want to have you again if you'll be back as the season progresses. I know once it starts and everything's in full swing, scheduling's a pain, and we may not be able to do this every week, but we're gonna definitely try. So you're always welcome to come back and join us. I want to support UB. I know other people like on our team might in the area might want to help you guys. So we'll try to get that going. And I don't know if Marcus. I mean, if you don't move, eligibility at UB is not a bad thing.
Right.
Just take a course.
Listen. Our work will pay for my for an MBA for me.
There
so.
you go. You're getting paid. You're helping UB. I don't know if you're helping. I got to see what happens first. I mean, against Schmo,
Hey,
you're helping.
everyone needs a lefty. Everyone needs the lefty.
We absolutely would use a lefty.
See? Everyone needs a lefty.
First thing I look for is a lefty. When I can't get a lefty, I get one of my sons because they're forehand dominant. And they can throw a lot farther than I can on the forehand. So it's going to be fun to have Luke and play because he bombs far, but he has zero forehand.
No.
I have a 10% forehand, so this is going to be fun. But yeah, hopefully you can meet him too. He's in training at Ford, I think.
Yep, Ford.
In Michigan, but he comes back. So we'll see how quickly we can put this together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys joining us again. And remember to click the links, like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications because we're switching some things up. And you never know. You might even get the random, non-scheduled video out that because we have some that we still haven't edited. So we've still got
plenty.
content. Yeah, we've got content. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.
Yeah.